Your girlfriend is dead, and I'm very sorry about that. Okay? But we have to do an investigation. Do you want us to find out who is responsible for this?
This man has just learned that the love of his life is dead, brutally stabbed 44 times.
Right now, we can't even do step one because you're not cooperating.
I'm not cooperating.
We need the child out of the interview process.
You gotta excuse me if this is the only thing that I really have left right now. My family, her family, everybody is in Alabama.
And now, all he has left is their 2-year-old son. What unfolds next is one of the most emotionally twisted interrogations you'll ever see. On November 13th, 2015, Christopher Jackson discovered that his house had been broken into and immediately called 911.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
519 16th Street. I just got home. My back door is kicked in, and my girl ain't answering the phone.
Okay, 519 16th Street, what direction?
Yeah.
Northwest?
Northwest. Right across from Longfellow Elementary.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Christopher Jackson. My son's inside with her and everything. I'm about to go in and see what the fuck is going on.
Okay, why don't you just wait for officers? I'll get them over there.
All right, thank you.
Despite the break-in and his fiancée, Angela Wilder, and their child not responding, Christopher never went inside. When police arrived, they found Angela had been stabbed 44 times, but their child was safe and asleep in the next room. Christopher's initial reaction raised red flags, and he was promptly taken in for interrogation. This heartbreaking case's interrogation is a twisted journey, flipping between viewing him as undeniably innocent and completely guilty.
Where's the bathroom?
You said you need to use the bathroom, right?
Yes.
Okay, can Kim take from you?
I prefer not.
You want, prefer not for what? Just while you go to the bathroom, or?
No, you can come with me when I go to the bathroom.
Okay, and then after you're done going to the bathroom, then she can take you, or what?
Why does she have to?
Because we want to talk to you, Chris.
You can talk to me.
But we have a hard time talking to somebody when they have to care for their child. It's already kind of...
I'm not taking him from you. I'm just going to watch him while they talk to you, okay?
I'll hold it. Thanks.
Okay, so are you okay with Kim taking...
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No.
Okay. Here's what we have, Chris. Your girlfriend is dead, and I'm very sorry about that. Okay? But we have to do an investigation. Do you want us to find out who is responsible for this? I would imagine you do.
I already told you who's responsible for it.
Okay. Well, we need to do an investigation, and part of that investigation starts with you.
Investigate. Tell me what I can do.
Well, that's what we need to do, but we need to talk to you, and we need to get all the information that you know, so we know what step 2 is. But right now, we can't even do step 1 because you're not cooperating.
I'm not cooperating.
We need the child out of the interview process. That's why I called Kim down here. She's probably one of the better ones that works in that whole department.
You gotta excuse me if this is the only thing that I really have left right now. My family, her family, everybody is in Alabama. I don't have any friends up here besides who I work with.
And I totally understand that. And let me tell you something. That's why I didn't call Ward County Social Services. I called her on her cell phone because I didn't want whoever from office number 4 coming down here. I wanted her to come down here and care for your child.
Although this may be gentle and caring of the detectives to try and reassure him, but it doesn't matter to Christopher at the moment. It doesn't matter who's the best in office to take care of his child, because when half of your family is already gone, the last thing you want is to be kept away from what remains.
She's a supervisor up there. She's good. She's dang good at working with children and at what she does. That's why I called her. because I knew that you wanted somebody to care for your child, not somebody to just grab him and throw him in a crib somewhere.
Yeah, because she came in and introduced herself and everything, right? She's just a stranger to me.
All right. That's why you have nobody here. That's why you have to rely on people. And right now, whether you trust me or not, I hope you can rely on me. I mean, that's why I called her specifically.
I can't even rely on the fucking neighbors next door
Well,
to stop a break-in.
there's many people like that around town that people can't rely on. Going to be taken care of. And the sooner that we talk to you, the sooner that you give, I realize that you've already given some information to patrol on scene.
Yep.
But that information is gonna go in the reports, we're gonna get that 2-3 days from now. We wanna sit down with the person that's gonna know the most and give us the
And where's
most.
she gonna go?
Right outside the door. She's not gonna come out of here.
I don't believe she has plans of taking him unless she has to take him somewhere for medicine or somewhere to get diapers.
Everything's at home.
Okay, well, she's not gonna get stuff from the home. We've sealed off your house. But they have access to whatever they need, whether it be doctors, nurses,
Pajamas,
pajamas,
T-shirts.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
this is Detective Mattice,
Hey, Chris.
and this is Detective Johnson. They're the ones that are gonna be talking to you, okay? We wanna be able to help you. We don't know, just like you don't know us, Chris, we don't know you. Okay?
Yeah, one of your fucking officers already jacked me up against a car and called me a goddamn bitch. So far, y'all are doing a great fucking job.
Have I called you a goddamn bitch? I don't know the details behind that. I know that you were pushing to go into the house, and I know that they,
There's nobody to tell me a fucking thing.
well, and that's what we'll tell you. We don't know, you have to understand our point of view too, Chris. We don't know if what you're telling us is 100% the truth. You
Yeah,
know,
I get that. We've seen
Okay.
crime shows and all that.
Okay,
shit.
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I understand how it fucking works.
Right. So we need to start with you.
Expecting clarity from a grieving loved one is both unfair and essential. And while the man in front of them seems like a devastated partner, investigators can't help but wonder if they're sitting across from someone who's an evil mastermind. Just a reminder, I'm giving away some exclusive Stranger Stories merch, keychains, stickers, and even a Stranger Stories LED light box. That's free to enter. Just click the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the case.
You don't need to talk to us. That's your right, and we'll go over your rights. But we want to talk to you and get the information.
Can you at least give us some kind of skin cream or hydrocortisone, please?
I can definitely talk to Ms. Dyke about that. Yeah,
And it's already trying to scratch.
I think what we would probably do is take him over to a clinic somewhere and have them get them some stuff right away. What do you have, Chris? What's the
It's
medical?
like severe eczema.
Eczema? Okay.
Whenever he was born, Dr. Holland gave this prescription stuff. It's basically like skin steroid, and it was supposed to help out and everything.
Okay.
And as long as we put it on, it worked.
Okay.
And then after a while, we came back and nothing's still working, so we just gotta keep putting hydrocortisone and hyperallergenic lotions and shit like that on. So the skin doesn't itch and scratch and everything. If you couldn't tell, he gets the dry
Yeah, I
skin
can tell that
from
he's-
me.
Okay. All right. I promise you, I will make sure that they check into that. And I can see that he does need something for that too. Can I take it, Chris? But I'll get him right away, and I promise he'll be taken care of, all right? Okay, Chris? Hi, buddy.
Sure.
Okay, come on. All right. Let me get you under the arms there. Okay. Thank you, Chris. That's okay. That's all right. That's
Do
okay.
you want some water in here, Chris? Need some water, you okay? I don't know what's going on right now. I'm gonna grab some water. Do you want some water, Greg?
No, I'm good.
Right. I'm ready. No, just not.
Can I go use the bathroom real quick or something?
Just a second, let me look.
This moment cuts deep. We've covered countless cases, and you've seen your fair share. But something about this one hits differently. Christopher sits there, sobbing. He knows there's no one left for him now except that 2-year-old, who's far too small to offer comfort. He's realizing the woman he loved is gone. The grief hits harder because somewhere in that background noise is a crying child who doesn't yet know that he'll never see his mother again. This is as real and as raw as it gets.
Chris, I can get some water just in case. I don't know if you need anything or not, but I'll have to. Are you close to Angela's mom? Do you know her name?
Linda.
Linda? Okay. When's the last time you talked to Linda?
Whenever I was trying to track her down after high school, and her mom told me to leave her alone because she had a better life.
So how long ago was that?
Years.
Years. So Chris, there's a ton of things going through your mind right now and a ton of different emotions, and I understand that. You're the first person you gotta talk to because you're gonna be able to tell us the most for us to work this, okay? We wanna know what happened just as much as you say you want to know as well, okay?
Alright.
So we have to ask some of the hard questions, and I hope you understand, okay? We had to ask some of the questions that seem a little uncomfortable and uncalled for, but we still have to ask them. Do you understand? Okay. You watch the crime shows, right? It does get difficult at times, but there's always a reason why we have to, okay? So if you need a break, you need a breather, you can just let us know. My name is Krista. You can call me Krista. This is Greg. Okay? Can we call you Chris, or would you rather be called Christopher?
Chris is
Chris? Okay.
yeah.
So you used to live in Phoenix City.
Me and her are from Phoenix City. We started talking in junior high, started dating.
So you known Angela for a long time. How long? High school? Okay. What year did you graduate?
I didn't.
Okay. So walk me through what happened this morning. And the more you can tell us, the
Every
better
night.
chance we have.
I always call her on break,
Okay.
just to see how she's doing, see how the kids got put to bed and everything, just to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I work nights. Whenever I get in, we have maybe 4 or 5 hours to spend together, something like that around the kids, and then I gotta go to bed so I can go to work that night. I called her at 12 o'clock.
So midnight?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
I called
take
her.
notes while we're talking to you,
That's,
okay?
I understand.
Okay.
You're
All
not
right.
bothering me.
All right. So you call her?
I called her at midnight. Then I called her at lunch. And we talked for a minute, and she was tired and everything. I said, sweetheart, are you feeling sleepy? You want to get some sleep? She said, yeah. I told her I'm going to read Cracked like I always do.
You're gonna what, sorry?
Cracked, it's a website. Usually whenever she's too tired to talk or something, I'll just flip over to Cracked, and that's what I'll read on lunch. Or
And what's cracked? I don't know, I'm not familiar with
It's
that.
kind of like a comedy website, but not comedy informative, but kind of like a bunch of jackasses writing the news.
Okay.
I read cracked and went back to work, and then I called her. And nobody picked up. And I figured, okay, she's just tired. But she always picks up whenever I call her. She's only not picked up maybe one other time before, and that's because she was tired. She went to sleep early and stuff, and she didn't hear her phone. I called her, nobody picked up. I said, okay, she's just tired. Shot her a text message, said, I love you, you know, blah, blah, blah. I told her what was going on with the work and everything. 7 o'clock or 6:50 gets here, and I go to clock out about 6:51, 6:52 or something, and I go walking out to the lot because usually she's out there, and she's not out there this morning. So I called her to see where she was at and see if she was up or getting ready, because I don't have a license. So she comes and gets me from work and she drops me off. And I keep calling her. And she's not picking up the phone. So I call a taxi, because I figure she's just that tired. She knocked the phone off the bed or something like that, because she always sleeps with it. So she hears it and she wakes up, or she leaves it right on the desk beside the bed. I call the taxi guy because he's sitting in the Walmart parking lot. Says, okay, I'll just save her a drive this morning to be sweet. Bullshit with the taxi guy, going home and everything. I get to the house and I go over there because he parks in the neighbor's driveway. I walk up to our bedroom window, it's facing the school and stuff, and I start banging on it. And I wait for her to come to the window. She doesn't come to the window. And I bang on the window some more and I wait. And I do it again a couple more times, and she never comes to the window.
This is the moment that things begin to feel off for investigators. As Chris sobs inside the room, they're recalling what they saw outside the house. Behavior that didn't quite match his current emotions. He never went inside and waited for the officers to arrive. Why didn't he just enter? Why didn't he ring the doorbell or knock on the door? Why did he have to bang on the window? His explanation was coming, but suspicion had already taken root.
And the door is open, and something in my stomach just felt wrong. I walked up to the door, I looked in, and the door going downstairs is open too. And immediately I thought something's wrong. Her car is still here. She didn't leave. She would have answered the phone. So I called the cops. And I told them, I just got home from work. My door is open, or it's bust open, I forget. And then the guys came and they wouldn't let me in the house. He asked me to wait outside, and just more people started showing up and going inside. And they brought me out. And I stood there for a minute, and they went in and they asked me if they could kick in our bedroom door. And I told them it was okay. I heard them break the door and stuff. And they come out, and nobody's telling me any fucking thing. They're just walking out. It's getting cold, so we sit in the car, and I turn on the heater. And ambulance comes. And the guys go in, and they come back out. They're wiping down like the equipment and shit, and all these fucking wires, and there's still no Angela. And now we're here.
They gave you guys a ride, didn't they? Yeah. They took the car seat out of her. Was that Angela's car that's in the driveway?
She just paid it off earlier this year too.
Paid her car off? Okay,
She'd have had it ever since she moved up here because jackass made her sell her Jeep. And that was the first car that she got up here that was her own and stuff. She paid it off and we took out a loan to do it and she...
where do you work at? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Walmart?
Walmart? Okay, what do you do at Walmart?
Stock.
Okay. Okay, so if you're stocking, it's a nighttime job? What are the hours for that?
My hours are like 10 to 7. So you can clock in like at least 10 minutes early and like 15 minutes over and you're still not late. And then you clock out at least 9 or 10 minutes early. And I always clock out early. I work 4 days a week, 3 days off.
Are those the same days all the time?
All the time.
So yesterday was Thursday. Is it like a Monday through Thursday or what?
It's Wednesday nights is when I go in.
Okay.
And then I'm off Sunday nights.
So, but you have 3 days off in a row or no? You do?
I got Sunday night off,
Okay,
Monday night off,
okay.
and Tuesday night off.
So
And
Wednesday
then
would be your
Wednesday
first
night
work
I go
day?
in.
Oh, okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay. So you called her at midnight, did you guys talk?
Yeah,
Okay. And how are things at home? Did she say anything?
she was fine. It's just a normal thing. How you doing, sweetheart? Are you okay? You sleeping okay? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you said a lunch call. What time is that?
Lunch is at 2.
Up next is a call that perfectly captures just how strange people can be. Because apparently, in the middle of a crime scene, property value is more pressing than a woman being murdered.
Hello? Yeah, this is. Yeah. It's a crime scene. Really. Look, I'm at the sheriff's office right now. There's a better time for this. Thanks.
What is that?
Creative Properties. It's the people that we got our house from.
Oh, so you
And
guys
she's
were-
already like, what's going on with the house?
Sorry, before the phone call came in, you said lunchtime is at what time for you?
2 o'clock.
Okay, so you called Angela at 2?
I called her at 2:10 because I go from Derry, that's where they had me tonight, and I walked to the time clock. I clocked out, I went to the bathroom, I walked up front, and then out to the parking lot. And usually I'll go on the other side of where the liquor is, and that's where I'll stand and I'll talk to her everything, just so, you know, I can talk to her. And it's private.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever go out with anybody at lunch or breaks or anything like that. I'm always by myself.
Okay. So you called her at 2:10?
Yeah.
And she answered?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, how was the conversation? How did,
It was fun. It's just like every normal night. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? This is my night so far. This is what's going on. This is where I'm at tonight. I think the other night they had me in a different department or something. I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember it right now. I tell her which department I'm in because they've been tossing me around different ones lately. And she asked me how my night's going. It's going okay.
okay.
That's pretty much it. And I asked her if she's tired. She goes, yeah. I said, well, okay, why don't you get some sleep, sweetheart, and I'll see you in a couple hours. Or I'll call you at break.
And what time's break?
Break is 5.
Okay. Did you call her at 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did that call go?
It did.
Oh, that's the call she didn't answer?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you sent her a text after that? Did she ever respond to that? Okay. So, what time does she usually pick you up from work?
She's usually there about 7, not 7, 6:51. Something. She's usually there between 6:50 and 7 because she doesn't clock out early.
The night before everything changed, Angela had a feeling. She was scared as she thought someone was trying to get in. What happened here was intentional, and this was the work of someone truly evil. To understand this case, you need to understand Angela's family dynamic. Angela's past was marked by failed love and custody fights. Her first husband was abusive and completely out of the picture. He didn't even contest custody of their daughter. Then came Richie, who legally adopted the girl and fathered a son with Angela. But even that ended. And when it did, the kids became the center of a painful custody war, which Angela fought alone, until Christopher came along and brought stability with him. They had a child, and another one was on the way. For the first time, Angela believed she was building the family she had always fought for, but unfortunately, she'd never get to experience that.
So Richie's her ex?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's the reason why she's up here while I'm up here.
okay.
He's in the military and he got kicked out because he was beating the shit out of her and they got divorced over it.
Is he still living in Minot?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
We always have to take the kids up to Marketplace Foods Sunday at 5. And then we got him going in there to get the kids and shit, and I go in there so Angela didn't have to. Because
So
every
that-
single time he'd say shit under his breath and all this other stuff, got tired of it. And obviously we can't kick his ass, so
so is Sunday the custody exchange then? Is that every week?
every week.
Every other week, so kids are every other week? No?
Every week. Every Sunday at 5.
So when do you guys get the kids back then?
We're supposed to be getting them back this Sunday at 5.
Okay, so it's a week rotation. So what was your guys' night like last night? Like, what'd you do before you went to bed?
In the morning? What do you mean?
Or, I'm sorry, before you went to work is what I meant. Before you went to
Before I
work
went
at
to
10,
work.
yeah, like what's your guys' typical evening like before you go to work?
Woke up. She comes in there and usually she'll bring me food and stuff before I go to work, so I've got some kind of energy to go through the night. And she brought me spaghetti and meatballs, Sprite, and she went out to the living room to sit with me while I woke up and ate and stuff. And get up, I go in there and kiss her, and then I go and get into the shower, get ready for work and shit. Get dressed, get out of the shower, go to the back porch to smoke a cigarette, so I'm not smoking in the car on the way there. Stand on the back porch and she comes out in my old jacket and she starts to go to turn on the car because usually we'll turn it on before we put the kids in there and everything so it's warm at least on the way up there. I take the keys, I turn the car on and stuff, and she comes out there to the other side and everything while I'm turning it on, and she's getting like trash out or something. I forget what she was doing. She takes and she's doing something. I ask her like what settings on the heater did she want and everything, because usually whenever I turn on the car, I do the warm up and stuff like that. I turn on full blast and then I put it on the vents in the front and stuff. And then she was like, no, you can put it on the face thing because it blows throughout the car, or you can push this one and it actually comes up through the back, and I didn't know about that. So we put it on the face one that night. I remembered it. I went back inside. I came back up to the porch and I flicked the cherry off my cigarette, put a little bit of spit on it so it's not putting smoke in the house. Go back inside, I get some water because I got a headache or something like that. I'm already like dehydrated because I took Benadryl to go to sleep. Usually I take Benadryl. She used to, but until she got pregnant. So
There are two things that stand out here. First, Angela was pregnant with Christopher's child. Second, Christopher is offering an oddly detailed timeline of what he did that day. Detectives know When someone shares too many specifics, it often feels rehearsed, maybe even suspicious.
So, tell me about Angela. Is she on any prescription medication?
Like earlier this week, because she was excited, because she got a pregnancy test. And we were like getting up there. We had to go fill out some paperwork or something in the mall. And we come back and we're sitting in there for like an hour. And these nurses come in, they bring like the cam and stuff. So you can see like I don't know. She was excited about getting the due date because it's the only time that you can get one. Other than that, they guess.
So Angela was pregnant? How far along was she?
About 2 months.
2 months? When was your doctor's appointment with Dr. Billings?
I don't know.
You're not sure?
I really don't.
Okay. Was it this past week?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you guys find out you were pregnant?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago. She was trying to keep it a secret from me for Christmas.
Oh? How'd you find out?
I kind of weaseled it out of her. She kept on smiling and everything. She kind of glowed a little bit, so no period. Kind of.
Okay. So it was life changing, so you guys were getting ready for this baby then? I know it was still a ways away, but, okay.
We'd already been looking into cars and stuff like that the past year to get a third row, so we got enough room to cart all around.
Okay. So she wasn't on any prescription medication?
No.
Okay. What about, I understand you're telling me that she was pregnant, but it's, again, hard questions that we have to ask, unfortunately. Did she take any illegal drugs?
No.
Okay.
No, neither one of us has taken or drank anything in so long. I mean, the last time she drank something was probably whenever she was with Richie or something. She'd have like some wine or something like that. She would get plastered. Me, I haven't drank or smoked weed in like, God, years. Like before I even came up here.
When it comes to domestic homicides, motives usually fall into predictable patterns. There are only a handful of reasons why a man would kill his partner. And in this case, detectives had their eye on two. First, maybe Chris didn't want the baby Angela was carrying. Second, maybe the responsibility of her other kids weighed on him more than he let on. Both these motives could fit. Either way, it's time for detectives to circle back to the children.
Okay.
We always get there and Cindy's sitting over there in a freaking Honda and she always tapes us or something.
Who's
Okay.
Cindy?
Cindy's Richie's wife.
Does she have the same last name as him?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Richie and Cindy.
Each time we get the kids back, it's always something about what Richie and Cindy said this or did that. It's always putting us down and basically just calling us trash.
Can you give me an example that you remember?
I'm trying to think of some. But honestly, my mind's just blank right now.
What do you know about Richie? Tell me about him.
I know that he grew up about the same city I was at. He went to school at Smith Station, graduated, all that stuff. Started dealing for a little while there. Anyway, they met she was a Mormon whenever they met or something. But this is whenever she was in like out of high school or something like that. Which I always remember seeing her and stuff. And they talked later or something like that because she started going back to church after she had it. And she divorced Ken because Ken would have beat her too.
Oh, who's Ken?
I'm trying to remember his last. Ken Dubose.
Was that her first marriage?
Yes, that was his biological father.
Okay.
He actually gave to Angela just so he wouldn't have to deal with the kid.
Where does he live?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you know when the last time was she in contact with Ken?
Years. Like after the divorce, that was it.
So then he doesn't have any contact with his either?
No, he signed a paper or something like that basically said, no contact, I don't want to know this, that, and that.
Okay.
That's the gist of it. I never got into it with Angela because it seemed, like a road she didn't want to go down.
Okay. And then how long after her divorce from Ken did she marry Richie? Do you know?
Oh man, it was a minute because after Ken, she called me and we dated for a little while and stuff, but she was still really messed up after him. And she just wasn't the same person that she was in high school. I mean, you could still see parts of her here and there, but you can see like the glow was a little bit more dingy.
Okay. When did her and Richie get divorced?
Oh, God. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
And then how soon after their divorce did you and her get together again?
Oh, like at least a couple of years.
Okay. What's her relationship like with Richie?
If you can name it, they've probably been through it. He doesn't like her, she doesn't like him. It gotten so bad that they couldn't even take him up to like I forget, it's a state-sponsored meeting place or something. It's called the Safe Place or something. It's in downtown. We used to take him there, and then something happened where Richie was doing something or another and couldn't take him there no more. So we started meeting at Marketplace, and then Angela was having like anxiety attacks and just panicking and stuff after seeing him up there. So instead of her taking and dropping off the kids and everything, I always went, so I'd walk the kids in so she never had to see him or anything.
Excuse me. When's the last time you saw Richie?
Last Sunday. Oh, nothing. It was the same as every other day. We pull up, Cindy sits there and scowls at us the entire time. I walk the kids in, tell them I love them and everything. After the kids hand goodbye and say,
If what he's saying is true, it doesn't sound like Chris had any resentment toward Angela's other children. In fact, he seemed perfectly fine with them.
Where does Richie work, do you know?
last time I seen, he was working at Trinity as like a janitor or some shit.
Okay. Do you know much about Cindy?
I know she's trained to be a teacher, but she can't get a job anywhere because she'd always bring in a bathroom and yell at her, scream at her, hit her pants or some shit, so I couldn't see and tell on and everything. She's got a long history of abusing and stuff.
I just, talking with some of the officers that were first on scene, there was a mention about the relationship, if you want to call it that.
Yesterday, whenever I
between-
talked to her, she talked about the door being rattled or jingled or something like that. And now, our bedroom is right next to our neighbors and stuff. So whenever you hear them shut their car doors in the morning and everything, it's very, very close sounding. So I told her that's probably what it is, don't worry about anything.
What time was that at?
It's probably on lunch. No, she called me. That's what I picked up and everything. You'd have to check the phone, but she called me at a weird time, and I picked it up, or I went to check my time later on, because you got to keep your phones on silent on the floor and everything like that. I went to check it, and it was like a call that was 32, 37 minutes late or something. So I called her back while I was walking around and everything, and I asked what was wrong. She told me about the door and stuff.
Can you check your phone right now and see what time that call came in? And your call log, does it show that you called her back?
Y'all can go through the whole thing.
I'm just trying to figure it out under missed calls. Where are we at? yesterday. Tuesday, yesterday. Didn't look at the time.
Whenever the time rolls over to next, or tomorrow or something
This would
like
have
that.
been, so this last missed call
It,
was yesterday, which would have been Thursday.
I really want to say that it was around the same time that she didn't pick up or something. I think it was like after second break or right after lunch or something like that.
But this missed call is from Thursday morning, not this morning.
Like yesterday.
Is that what you're talking about? That's when she
Yeah.
called you? So Thursday morning she
Not
called?
last night, but the night before that.
Okay.
I
That's
know,
when she
it's,
heard the
night
whole-
shift is freaking weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I worked it for years.
You'll soon realize how twisted this entire plot truly was. The deeper we go into this case, the more shocking the full picture becomes. The plan to kill Angela wasn't just cruel, it was desperate, calculated, and disturbingly elaborate.
Tell me about, what's been going on though between Richie and Angela? Tell me about that. Was there some type, I mean, what's going on with them? Is there anything recent?
They've got this thing where they love to badmouth us to the kids and stuff. And
You're
the
talking
kids
about
always,
Richie and Cindy. Okay,
always.
okay.
So we always have to answer these really weird questions when the kids get back and stuff. Like Richie told him, you know, Chris isn't staying around. He's just temporary. He's just going to leave you anyway. So don't put any like emotion or anything like that into him or anything. First time I met him was whenever he was, God, number 2. And that was after the whole Ken thing and stuff.
Okay. Is there anything that's currently in place, any type of restraining or protection orders at all with
The
Angela?
judge wouldn't renew it.
And who is it with?
I forget, it was against Richie. He was supposed to stay at least 50 to 100 feet or something like that. And she tried to get it renewed because he really did scare the shit out of her. And the judge just never did it.
Why did she get it in the first place? What happened?
He beat the shit out of her.
I don't know
The
when
first
that
time,
happened.
the first time, whenever this happened, like the first worst time it
Mhm.
happened, because usually he'd get in her face or shove her or throw her or something like that, or he'd just kill her dog because he hated her or something. The first time it happened, they were in their room and they just got done with an argument. He stops and he smiles or something like that, and he says, "Come here, let me give you a hug, it's gonna be okay." And Angela goes over there to give him a hug, and he turns her around and puts his arm over her throat, and he chokes her out and stuff. So Angela says she went kind of play dead and everything, so he'd stop because it was really freaking her out, and she thought he was really trying to kill her. And he let her go and stuff. And she laid there for a minute, and she said she got up, and after that, I forget what happened, but there was like some kind of thing there where they started to get a divorce, and then they made up for it. After that, the thing that happened down there, they moved up here because he got a job, or he joined the military, and he was trained to be Air Force. He does that, and the place that they send him is up here to like this base or something like that.
Mhm.
So she packs up and they basically move up here. She sells her Jeep and everything, and she loved that. She really loved her Jeep.
Yes, Richie fits the profile at first glance. Custody fights, emotional baggage. It makes sense. But the truth is, their relationship had become distant. No recent arguments, no contact. If Richie really did this, it would mean we're looking at someone disturbingly unhinged.
So it's 2015, it's October 2015, the best guess that you can give, how long ago did she get that protection or restraining order initially?
Oh no, that's initially, it's been years.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. Whenever they first divorced up here, she got put into like a Mormon housing thing right across from the church, Twin Villas.
Mhm.
That's where she moved into. And that was around the time we started talking and everything, because she was staying at a friend's house at the time. Then she moved into the apartment. She was proud of it, but she was worried about it because she was by herself. So I would always keep up Skype, and she would keep her laptop up, and I'd stay up most of the night and I'd watch. So she wouldn't be there in the thing by herself and everything.
Okay.
So
So nothing real recent with Richie except.
Oh, no. About that time after she moved into Twin Bills and stuff, he kept on talking shit to her or something like that. It's before him and Cindy. And he actually showed up at her apartment with like 2 other buddies of his, 2 or 3. I want to say 2. It was like 3 total with him. The guy upstairs, he's actually military. Adrian.
Rather than skipping this part, we want you to witness Chris's full reaction to a phone call he receives from someone in Angela's family.
Go ahead. It's a Florida number.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I got home, I called the cops, nobody told me anything else. That's it. Okay, the social worker right now. Right now I'm at the police station and they're doing an interview. Yes, ma'am. I don't know it. I really don't. Well, that's what they're trying to figure out right now.
Excuse me, so just one second, Chris.
Just try to be strong, okay? I don't have anywhere to put you. Our house is a crime scene. They wouldn't even let me in to get diapers or see or anything. They wouldn't tell me anything about going on. They just brought me out and they said there was a locked door and I had to give them permission to kick in our bedroom door because it was locked. And after that, they wouldn't tell me anything. She's just gone. But she's not here with us. I don't have a mother anymore. I don't have her. She's gone.
Could this be an act? It is possible he's playing the role of a devastated fiancé, putting on the perfect performance.
Okay, where were we at? Richie and Angela. In the last, has there been anything recent between the 2 of them? Any verbal, physical contact?
Dirty looks, scowls, bullshit back and forth. Mainly from them through the kids and everything. It's more like indirect shit because they're trying to build like a case. That's why Cindy always did like the cell phone thing and stuff, and she quit that when she realized that we were taking or like filming him whenever he'd come to get me, and he'd be like 17 to 30 minutes late and shit. He'd be standing out there by himself. And we can't go in because the judge says we get in trouble.
How does Richie and Angela communicate?
Through emails.
Through emails? Okay. And
He'd always do this snarky smile behind crazy shit. He was something else. He was manipulative, and he watched his shit because after the military thing and the whole mask slip stuff, he started watching what he was doing.
The what stuff? I'm sorry? Like his his personality change? Is that what you're referencing? Okay. Why did that happen? Did something happen that all of a sudden he changed, or what?
It's just got too bad between them. He is part of Mormon church and stuff, and in there guys are supposed to basically rule over the women. And Angela kind of got tired of getting bossed around and stuff all the time because he was supposed to be ultimate. And she, whenever they moved up here, she would have to babysit like 8 kids at a time while he went off and talked to his buddies and shit. And then shit, even now he started seeing like one of the neighbors down the hall at the apartment complex they live at, and Cindy knew about it and stuff, and came up and asked Angela about it and stuff. Like, whenever I was over there at Richie's this time, one of the kids came up and said he saw your daddy kissing my mommy or something like that. And then he'd go off at nights or something. He'd leave her and the kids there and stuff.
Whether or not Chris is lying about other things, what he's saying about Richie is likely the truth. And once more details emerge, it's going to make a lot more sense.
She might have said something in the email and everything.
Did you ever read their emails back and forth?
I used to, but it just get me so pissed off, I finally just let it go.
Pissed off at who?
Both of them, because they just can't come to an agreement to just let something go. Like I said, this is 2 people who got married because they loved each other, but now communications broke down so bad that you can't even see each other, and you got to communicate through emails.
How do you and Angela communicate? Besides in person, do you guys talk on the phone a lot? Do you text a lot?
Yeah, we talk on the phone all the time when I'm at work. We text and stuff like that too, but not as much. Sometimes, like, most of the time we talk to each other when at the house. Like whenever I get in from work or on my off days or something like that, we put the kids to bed, and then me and her, we usually go to the bedroom and we'll chill out, or we'll stretch out on the bed and we'll watch a movie or something like that. And that's basically our communication. We'll talk about days. She always, lately, within the past like 2-3 weeks, she's been getting more intense about the nursing thing. So she'd always do little interviews and stuff with me about like, good evening, sir, or good morning, sir. How may can I do this, this, and this? This is why I'm here. I'm a medical student. You know, do you have any problems while
Has she applied anywhere for nursing?
No, she just got into nursing. I think this is her first semester in it. So she's been in maybe 6 or 7 months, I think. That's been give or take.
What college?
MSU.
MSU's nursing program?
Go Beavers.
Okay.
She always giggle about that.
Chris's response feels genuine, honest even. But for detectives, the question now isn't just about emotion. They want to understand the relationship between him and Angela. Rocky is one thing, but was it healthy?
So tell me about you and Angela. Tell me what kind of relationship you guys have.
Well, back whenever we first met and stuff, I remember in elementary school, I always thought she was really pretty. She had a very pretty smile. And she always kind of stuck out to me. And then we got into junior high, and she got into ROTC in high school and stuff. But I always kind of liked her, and finally, like, we were passing notes on the bus or something like that. And then she started talking to me. She gave me her number, and after that, we just kind of keep our hands off each other.
Mm-hmm. How is your relationship now with Angela?
Oh, it was very stable. It was probably the most stable relationship I've ever been in my life. I mean, I've not had rocky relationships, but it's just, you can tell something's not there, so you might as well just move on and everything. After me and her broke up the second time because of the stuff with Ken and everything, I went into like some pretty bad depression.
Mm-hmm.
I quit my job, moved in with my parents, and basically just drowned myself with video games for 5 years.
Do you guys get along?
Oh yeah.
Do you guys argue?
Oh yeah. Of course, we're in a relationship.
How often would you guys argue?
Let's say maybe once or twice a week. Depends on what's going on. Usually the most time that we'd argue is probably whenever we get the kids back and we have to go through the whole thing about like, this is what they're asking now and how we explain that and how do we kind of cushion things.
Would you be mad at her or her mad at you, or was it frustration? What is that argument about?
I think it'd be frustration with her towards them for not, like, I guess putting a filter on stuff.
Are you saying them as in Richie and Cindy?
And Cindy, yes.
Okay.
Cindy, there's been multiple times where Angela's contacted the police department because I would show up with like handprints on them and everything. And we get the cops come down and check it out and be like, there's nothing we can do. And they basically get released back to us. And then social workers got involved because I was too scared to actually say anything whenever she was over there. So she'd come over here and stuff, we told us like, look, if you want to, you've got social workers. You can talk to them. They are on your side. They're not on me and Mom's side. They're not on Richie and Cindy's side. You talk to them and they will have the best in store for you. Not us, not them. And we got to talk to one of them, but it was around the time when she started to go back over there, so she got scared. So whenever she went back over there, the story kind of fell apart and we went back to this thing where she kind of like covers it. For a while, she would tell us stuff like Cindy would grab her arm or twist her wrist or something like that. And whenever we started, saying something about it to her, like, look, you just go and say this, it started to die down. And then they would come back over and tell us how Cindy would hit her with a pair of pants or something, or like a button or whatever. And then I came and told us that she was now pulling into the bathroom away from and stuff because they've been together for a while. They sleep in the same bed because you can't separate them. They will come out of one room and go to the other one and they'll sleep in the same bed. They've always been tight. And he was telling us that Cindy would go into the bathroom, he would hear her yell at her and stuff and that kind of thing.
Okay. But you and Angela, when you guys would fight, what is it mostly about? When you guys would have arguments, what would you mostly be arguing about?
Sometimes it'd be something stupid, sometimes it would be about like a financial thing, very rarely. Most of the time it was about filter, like...
With the kids, right? Okay. How long would your arguments last for?
It might get heated for like 2 minutes and then we might go around and grumble at each other for like an hour or two before and after and everything. And then after that, we'd be completely cool.
Did it ever get physical?
No.
You thought about that?
Well, she's gotten in my face before and I've gotten in her face before and stuff. And this was a while back. But we haven't done that kind of thing for a very long time. We kind of grew out of it because the first time we dated, she was very sweet. She's very gentle, so was I. And then after Ken, she kind of got like pushy.
The detective now brings up another early red flag that had been troubling from the very beginning. Despite finding the door forced open and hearing no response from Angela, he chose not to go inside and check on her.
I know that you said that the dispatcher told you not to go in the house, that officers were on their way. Did you go into the house?
Something in my stomach said not to.
So you never went in the house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Even though your child's in there and your wife is in there?
I know it seems hard to understand.
No, I'm just asking the questions. I want you to confirm
But
for
in
me.
my mind, I was wondering if both of them were gone, not there, or worse.
But to me, I mean, if I was in your shoes, I'd go running in that house, and I wouldn't care, because my child and my significant other's
I
in there.
know, but that's not what I did.
Okay, so you didn't go in the house, that's what you're telling me. Okay. Who would harm Angela, if that's the case?
Richie,
And
or
why?
any person in his family. Just because for the longest time, like, we've been trying to figure out like some kind of thing that we can give him to let us move with the kids or something. Like, you don't have to pay child support. That way we can go back home and be with our families and everything. And we never approached him about it because we figure it'd be something he could exploit in court or something like that. Like, obviously they don't need the child support money, so
Okay.
when really it was needed because we're on housing and then it just wouldn't work out.
So besides Richie and the relationship that has existed there with the kids involved in the prior marriage and the back and forth, is there anybody else? Does she have any enemies?
Angela barely knew anyone there. She didn't even have friends, much less enemies.
It's not really clicking that she's gone. I'm still expecting to see her like in a hospital or something like that. Or like this is bullshit.
You need to find a bathroom again?
I like to see my kids sometime too. That's okay. And before that, I never really wanted kids, but well, it wasn't a goal. But after, yeah, it was definitely the one that got me into kids, or you know, like,
At least get them in your mind at that point.
ever since, it's different. Everything's different after that. And Angela, I really wanted it to work, and so she wanted it to work, and it just wouldn't because it was just too much from Ken. He was just so brash and just blah.
What was her first husband?
She was in college, and antibiotics and birth control books. Needless to say.
I got a couple of friends who learned that lesson already.
It happens. But you don't stop loving someone because of that. You know, I tried to like find her and everything. I finally like found what her parents' house's name and stuff. And I got their number. I tried calling, and her mom basically told me to leave her alone because she moved to New York with Ken. And that's when all the crap started happening. So, it didn't work out the second time. And the third time, after we broke up the second time, I got pretty depressed and just got quits on everything. Didn't see anybody, didn't really flirt or anything like that. I was done with it for a while there. It broke me pretty hard. So I stayed myself at my mom's house for 5 years, basically rotting away in a room playing Warcraft. I'd drink and stuff and get alcohol poisoning and then go back the next week and do it all over again by myself and stuff. And I started talking to her again and learned about and stuff and saw and everything. I remember the first time I was up here, we got off the road trip and stuff, and I was sleeping in the bed, and she just went to go get me. She had never met me before. And comes in, and I can hear Angela talking and stuff. I've got my head in the pillow like this. She goes, "Who's that?" I goes, "I don't know. Who is that?" She goes, "You don't recognize him?" She goes, "Yeah, I kind of recognize him." She goes, "That's Chris." She goes, "No, that's Chris." I was like, "Yeah, go wake him up." He's a sweetheart. He really is. He's pretty cool too. just, it's still not sinking in. I'm still expecting like something.
It's a quiet, almost intimate moment of a grieving man telling the story of how he fell in love with her now dead partner and how much he loved him, possibly to convince the detective, or maybe to convince himself.
Dad!
You know this guy?
How are you? Oh, come here, come here, come here. Are you okay? Are you okay? Look at that, they got you some pants and stuff. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Be careful. I see. Can I kiss? Can I kiss?
Sure.
Can I kiss? No? Okay. Did they put some lotion on your skin? Oh, baby. They put no lotion on you. You got no lotions on you. Is that your feet? Is that your feet?
The child, too young to understand any of it, leans into his father's chest, not comprehending the fact that he was the only one present in the house, other than the killer, when his mother was being murdered. Since the early interviews, weeks have passed, and the investigation has evolved. Angela's ex-husband, Richie, has been arrested in the case too, but now, for the first time, there's a theory that ties Christopher directly to Angela's murder, and with it, the interrogation begins to twist once again.
But through the last couple of months, even after Richie was arrested in this case, there's some things that have come up that we just need to make sure are very clear and that we understand them correctly. So really we'd like to take you back to that night when you went to work and where your whereabouts were and what you were doing that night. So I don't know, do you want to just start from, I know you slept later in the afternoon when you would sleep, you go to bed later in the morning, right?
I usually go about like 12 or 2 o'clock.
That's when you would wake up or go to bed?
That's when I go to bed.
That's right, okay.
And then I got up, I'd say, every night at 8:30, and she brought me spaghetti and meatballs.
That's right, okay. Did you eat it in bed or something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
the desk is right there. She usually brings it in, she wakes me up, and I got my phone going off. It's got that Simpsons meltdown sound and everything.
Right.
Up to this point, the conversation has mostly repeated what was said in earlier interviews, but now the theory places Chris at home, and it's on the cops to confirm whether that's actually true.
Area you were in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you always worked back there?
Most of the time, I'm working in the freezer area where all the frozen goods and
Right.
stuff are. So that freezer right there is usually where I work at. But that night, I think it was maybe my 3rd or 4th time working dairy, and they had me stocking juice and stuff. And Miranda or Melinda, she's like, she's got a twin sister that works back there and stuff. And she was back there with me, and she was telling me kind of where things went, what to do.
Okay, she's worked back there before?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
her and her sister, they work back there all the time.
Is she a supervisor back there, or
I
do
don't
you
know about,
know?
I think they've got a supervisor. It's a guy that's always wearing like a blue beanie. I've never actually met him, I just see him talking all the time.
Right.
And he knows them very well just by the way you can hear him talking and stuff. It's not derogatory or anything like that, but you can tell they're buddy-buddy. You know,
Oh,
they know
they've
each
been
other.
working together for a
A
while.
long time.
Okay. So when you said you worked back in like grocery area, meats usually, right, or frozen?
Frozen,
Okay. Do you have different supervisors for different areas?
kind of. I mean, you've got Joe and Audrey that kind of roam the store. It all depends on who's there that night.
Do you know who was there on this night? Do you know who would have been like the boss
Oh,
guy for you?
Kareem was there. He's
Kareem.
actually the overnight manager.
Okay.
Because whenever I got in there, everybody's getting like the blue hats and everything. And I like using the hats and stuff because I can put the bill down. It
Okay.
helps me kind of focus and be a little bit more antisocial and just get my stuff done.
Right.
I'm not trying to be a butt to him or anything. It's just something that helps me. And I was ragging at him about everybody having these shiny hats and everything. I won't want to know this stuff. And later he came and gave me one in the freezer.
Right.
Now the focus shifts to Walmart, a place with security cameras that have cracked more cases than we can count. And this time, it's the centerpiece again. Chris recalls a lot of specifics. And yes, he does have an explanation for that unusually sharp memory.
Oh yeah, this was the first time I was actually stocking juice because it was just me and her back there. There was nobody else, and it was.
And that's Miranda or Melinda? One or the other it was?
It's her name. It's the one person. She's got like the longer hair, and her sister's got shorter hair, and she's a little bit more heavy set.
So the longer-haired woman was the one that you were working with?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it was my first time ever stocking juice and stuff, and the milk and all that. So I didn't know what I was doing, and the entire time I'm busting ass, if you guys excuse me, trying to get this stuff done because the milk guy gets in at 5. And all of this freight, which is good like 3 or 4 pallets back there, I'd say 3 or 4 pallets, that have to be gone by the time he gets back there, or he can't get the milk in there, and then it's got a chance of spoiling, bad, it's just bad stuff.
So do you take them out that, do they call it the pallet door, or what do they call it? You said that door where the pallets go?
The door where the pallets go, I can't remember if I actually went out there that night or anything. I really doubt it, because I remember being really focused on trying to get that stuff out.
Is it typical to go out that door though?
Mm-mm.
It's not, okay.
No, it's not.
How do you, is it just anybody can go along and lift it up and go out? Or you can't do that?
Most of the time it's locked, and the guy that usually works back there is Will. He's not, I wouldn't say a co-manager, but he's like, you got like Kareem, and then you got Joe and Audrey, and then you've got Will and Chris and those kind.
Okay.
So Will, he's only about that tall. He's got like a beard and stuff. He usually pulls his hair back.
Okay.
He's usually quiet. He's not very social or anything like that either. But
Is he like the door guy, or what is his role?
He just basically runs things back there. He makes sure like the brake boxes get sorted along with what's his name. Those things are horrible. But Will's usually the one that's back there handling that stuff. I remember one of the nights, I think it was a light night on Frozen, might have been something. And I remember bringing out some of the pallets and everything because one of them asked me to take it out there and stuff. But I don't think it was that night.
Okay.
This move by the cops seems like a strategic one. They're trying to determine if Chris used a different exit, because the footage from the main entrance shows he never left. This is over 18 hours of low-resolution footage. We won't be showing it all, but the police definitely combed through it.
Just talking about your night that night, if I go to a typical Walmart employee and say, tell me what you did back on the night of November 12th going into the 13th, they're going to laugh at me, but obviously that
They
night...
may not be able to tell you, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that night's probably burned into your head. Can you just go over your night? You did a little bit. You said you went in, and one question that I have from the beginning is you said you went in, you went back, and kind of described how you go to clock in, and you went by some lockers. Are you assigned a locker, or what?
I never had a locker. I never need one because I always bring my stuff with me, and it always comes home with me.
Okay.
Christopher lays it out in detail. He doesn't think slipping out a back door was even possible. He's not cagey about it either. He admits there could have been a way, but not with these people, not in that kind of place, and definitely not when he'd only worked there a few months. He didn't know the full layout. So now the detectives circle back to the very theory that dragged Chris back into the interrogation room in the first place.
I know Detective Goodman told you on the phone earlier that we sat down with Richie and he gave us a full statement. Any thoughts that came to your mind about that?
I read on one of the sites that the person that's representing him wanted to review new DNA testimony or something like that.
What site was that?
KXMNT, something like that.
Oh, like a nuisance?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I didn't see that.
Let me ask one question here. Do you remember a time when Angela had to leave on an emergency, I think for a funeral or something like that? And I think there was talk about this before, and I apologize for, it might have been.
The only time I can think of, like, when we might have been separated is...
I'm talking about,
When you guys were together.
yeah, while you were together.
Well, whenever my grandmother died, I was talking about going down there, and she at first wanted to stay up here, and I was like, I kind of need you to go down there with me, and she did. She,
Okay. Did you take the kids with you?
you know, couldn't. We asked if we could, but it was an emergency thing, so we had to actually give the kids back to Cindy and Richie. My mother called me and told me what's going on happening. My grandmother, she has dementia, and she was starting to pass. So my mother went up there, and she was just a little bit too late. And she was there as she was in the final moments and everything. My aunt has attorney-at-law or something, custody. I can't think of what it is, but she has say-so over everything in my grandmother's estate, and she's not a very good person. So it was hard for my mom to get in there. Well, she goes through that stuff. She calls me, she's crying, she tells me what's going on, and she wants to know if I can come down there. It's like, I don't know, I have to see, talk to Angela about it, because it was getting up to that point where you knew it was coming. And we weren't sure if it was going to be possible for me to go down there because of the way things were up here.
What do you mean by that?
Just everyday normal stuff, and that's a long drive.
Okay.
That's if you don't get a flying ticket. We didn't have that kind of thing. We did, but that was something we kept back in case something happened with the kids or anything like that.
So you guys, I mean, you got to the point where you needed to go. Yes. How did you make arrangements then for the kids?
She contacted Richie or Cindy. I'm pretty sure Richie, because her and Cindy are like cats.
Okay.
And she asked him, Richie said okay. And
Did you call him or?
I don't even remember.
Okay, she just.
It's either email or call,
Okay.
something like that. But I remember them getting the kids from, I think it was Marketplace. And it was probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. It was right after I got out of school. And the kids were pretty upset about that.
About having.
Having to go back over there. So
Let's talk about Angela. Her ex-husband Richie once filed child abuse complaints against her, claiming she physically harmed the girl. We've seen this pattern before. Step-parents turning a blind eye, or worse, becoming the abuser themselves. But this case was different. Richie didn't just tolerate Angela's daughter, but embraced her, stood up for her. In fact, he called Angela out for her behavior. Now, while that paints Richie in a very positive light, the problem was there was no actual evidence to support the abuse claims.
and he was supposed to be getting the kids from the school because it was an emergency. Angela, she never wanted to do that kind of stuff. Like at first she did it because she had to, and I'd always ride with her. But it got to a point where she just didn't want to do it anymore, so I started going in for the exchanges and stuff.
Tell me about that exchange or how that worked. Did you and Cindy meet out?
No,
Out back,
not
or?
Cindy.
Okay.
She wasn't there, and I'm waiting for her to get out, and she doesn't get out. So I walk up to the beginning of the building, I go in there, and I'm waiting, and she never comes. So I start looking around. I see Richie coming up. I'm like, okay, so he's looking forward to it. And this whole time, he's sitting there swinging on my arm and playing and stuff. But as soon as he sees Richie come in the door, he stops. And he's not really playing or anything like that anymore. And Richie brings in coffee, and this is the first time I've seen him a little bit. And just, I feel bad for her, to be honest. I won't even acknowledge her or Richie. He just stops.
So you're standing there, straightens up. Richie comes in.
Yep.
um,
And I asked him if he's seen it. He's like, no, that's why I came in here. Normally she'll come out and I stop listening to him at that point. I start looking around, and one of the teachers are coming up after about 5 minutes with and everything, and they come walking in there, and
What day was that?
I think it was Tuesday or something.
Tuesday. So your grandmother, had she passed away yet?
She'd already been passed away by at least like a day or two.
Okay.
It might have been even like the day before that, because me and Angela were talking about whether we should go down or not.
So tell me about just you and Richie and Nick being in the lobby there. What
It's just really weird how straighten up and just completely night and day. It's weird. I've never seen it act like that before.
So you're kind of stuck with Richie for, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah. The only thing we say to each other is, have you seen him? No. He usually comes through these doors, and at that point, I just kind of tune him out and start looking.
Did you talk about anything else?
No.
Nothing else?
No.
Did you turn over any property to him at that point?
Nothing.
So looking at the Longfellow video, you and Richie will be there
Yes.
for about 15 minutes?
Yep.
And it won't show that you gave him anything else or that you guys really talked at all?
I'm very sure.
It was confirmed that Richie and Chris had never interacted outside of the school, making the school itself a crucial piece of evidence. So CCTV footage was requested from the school to clear things up.
Do you remember some photos? Some vacation photos that you and Angela took with the kids while you were on vacation?
Yeah.
Did you have them with you on that day?
No.
No?
We couldn't share any of our vacation photos because then it would pinpoint us taking kids out of state, and then he could probably do something to us as far as the law goes.
Okay.
So whenever it came down to family photos and that kind of thing, we couldn't share them with anyone. Even the ones that they have, you don't know where exactly we are. It's just we're with the kids. That's it.
So you don't remember talking with Richie and giving him a...
Never. There's no way I'd do that.
Do you know how some family photos, and when I talk about family photos, I'm talking about you, Angela.
The only way he would have those pictures is whenever Linda was here and she kept on pushing me to give the kids stuff and everything. I don't have a problem giving the kids their stuff.
Okay.
And I probably put some of the pictures in there of us and that sort of thing. But other than that, I can't really think of a way that he would be able to have those photos.
Well, we have a photo here that we'd like you to look at
Yeah,
and just
please.
kind of tell us how.
You said when Linda was here, is that after Angela
This
was
is
murdered,
whenever
or
he
when-
was supposed to show up with me and I could see him at the mall, and he didn't.
And that was after her memorial service, right? Was that the same time?
This was after the memorial service and everything.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was the visit when Linda was here. Has Linda been here before that?
Whenever she got here, she was asking me a lot about when my mom and my family was gonna be here, and she was really like keen to make it before them.
Okay, but did Linda ever come visit you guys
No.
in that house or anything?
God, no. If
So
you look at her cell phone, you'll see that you can probably count the number of times Angela's talked to Linda on her hand by like this much within the
Okay.
past year.
Okay. Would Linda have any of these photos?
No, Linda and Angela were not close.
Okay. Do you know how that photo would end up with?
This was at the Reptile Gardens in Rapid City. This was our first vacation because that was when I was old enough.
How long ago was that? When is this picture? When was this vacation?
This was our first family vacation,
Do you
for
know
sure.
When it was, though?
I wouldn't say, last year we went to Yellowstone and Rapid City. And I think this year, when this was done, was during the summer. And it was the year before that.
Was that trip, and I don't really know how to word this, but was it authorized or was it kind of you guys sneaking out of state?
None of our trips are authorized. Every single time we asked if we could take the kids anywhere, no.
So you had to kind of sneak into it?
Every time. That's why these kind of pictures and stuff, you can't really place where we are or anything, because you see gardens, that's about it. That's the only way I can think that he might have this, but this right here is a little strange for him to have, because this is one of our closer ones. The only way this might have gotten out is probably Linda, because I gave Linda a bunch of photos. I went whenever she came up here.
Was that included in the photos that you gave to Linda?
Probably, yeah.
And did you guys ever discuss with Ellie about not sharing these photos?
Yeah, whenever we would get back from trips and stuff, don't, try not to tell them where we're at or anything like that,
Christopher doesn't look okay. He seems pale, drained, almost half sick.
We were always trying to be very careful not to ever let that kind of stuff out, because that could get us in trouble or custody problems with the kids, that kind of stuff.
So you didn't give that to them?
I don't think so. Linda, maybe.
When you say I don't think so, can you think of any scenario in your head that why you would give that to him?
Do y'all have a bathroom I could use, because I'm feeling like I'm about to
Sure.
like throw up.
Yeah, I'll walk you out.
Like right now, are you? Okay, straight up the stairs to your right. Okay, you're okay, just stay right there.
All right.
Just stay right there. Chris, come back here.
I'm sorry.
That's all
It's all right.
Let me get you
It's been really rough being up there.
It's okay.
Tom, I'm trying to bear with y'all. It's just, I'm so sorry, guys. I was
Okay.
really trying to hold.
Take your time, okay?
You got a hose?
we can grab a mop.
Yeah, we'll get that figured out. Don't worry about that.
Are you sick a little bit too, you were saying in the beginning?
I've been really, really sick ever since we've been up here. Just coming up here in altitude and stuff. Just been working with like nothing on my stomach or anything, trying to get this stuff taken care
Well,
of.
if you feel that coming on again, let us know.
No, I think that's all of it, I'm pretty sure. Is there anything I could do to help?
No, you're fine, Chris. Just stay in there.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're all right.
I don't think I'm gonna throw up anymore, it's just my head is
Okay.
pounding, I'm just really not feeling that great.
Okay.
Chris is visibly shaken and embarrassed. He keeps muttering apology after apology.
You want more water, Chris? Doing okay?
No,
No? Feel like you're gonna be sick again,
You
or?
need some air.
it's.
It's pretty warm in here, is that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me get you.
It's not that, it's just my head is pounding, I'm really not feeling great. If there's something I can do to help kind of speed this along so I can get somewhere and just lay down.
All right, you feel you can press on, Chris, with us? Okay.
If you need a break, you can let us know, okay? We'll take a break. We'll break. I mean,
Like I said, if there's anything I can do to kind of, please.
Kind of move things along? Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
The only way that I can think of him having that picture is Linda. Because whenever all this happened and everything, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. I spent a good like $330-something on pictures. And because Angela was gone, it's like, why not?
Do you think that picture might have been one of them that you printed?
See, the thing is Linda, it's like Thursday, has been doing some weird crap.
This past Thursday?
Yes.
What, like what?
If you look on there.
I can look on your phone?
Yes, actually texting me and stuff. Normally Linda's not gonna text me or say anything to me unless she's, I don't know, like Crystal won't do it or she can't get Crystal to do it or something like that. Almost always Linda goes through Crystal to get information out of me or something. She always does it. But for her to actually call or her to actually text me and stuff is really, really strange behavior from her. And she's been acting weird,
How
like
far,
a lot with.
how far back is she acting weird? And she's under Linda in your phone. Can I go as far back to
You can go
Angela's
as far
murder?
back as
Is
you
that
want.
okay with you?
Yes,
Okay.
anything in that phone that you want to check out, you go right ahead. I'm talking about like
Okay.
to this past Thursday, her texting me and stuff, and then before that, she got April or something like that to text me, or April text, because that's definitely not Linda texting.
What do you
Like,
mean?
yo, I got mad, I want revenge for my daughter, this, that, and that, it's weird.
So you think someone else is texting from Linda's phone?
I think April texted from Linda's phone the first time with the yo thing, because it seems kind of like something she'd say, and then Linda texted this past Thursday about, like, you can keep all the stuff, I don't want anything, I just want to, I want to, all this stuff. All of it's in there.
So other than Linda, you said that she
There's
must
no
have,
way he could have got a picture like that.
you remember the picture of you guys in front of Yellowstone? That one too.
That one too,
They have that one as well.
Linda.
Is that, do you know for sure that you gave that to Linda, or?
I gave Linda a lot of pictures because I printed off good 3 and 4s of most of the pictures and stuff because I was going to send some to Linda. I wanted some for kids, I wanted some for me, and I wanted some for my mom.
Okay.
And I was going to send some off to Krista too, the ones that she wanted. Fujifilm, that's the stuff that you get up there at Walmart. I got a whole bunch of pictures in my bag right now that I brought up here just in case somebody wanted them. And all of them on the back say Fujifilm.
Christopher has more than enough evidence to prove his innocence, starting with those photos. You might wonder why they matter. It's because Richie told investigators that Christopher gave them to him when they had met in the school. But the CCTV from the school showed both men in the same lobby for exactly 1 minute and 54 seconds, surrounded by other adults and children. During that time, they were near each other for less than 8 seconds, only while exiting the building, after which they immediately went separate ways. The limited interaction made it virtually impossible for them to have had a conversation substantial enough to plan anything together.
I've got a bunch that I brought with me in my suitcase. Like, you still need the recorder anyway. I can give you some of those, but there's no way in hell or heaven or anywhere else that Richie could have possibly gotten that picture, unless Linda. That's the only way. That's the only way I can think of. And her and him have been kind of chummy up until he got arrested. Even at Angela's memorial, she was sitting up there with him, right between them, and they just keep talking over each other and stuff. They won't sit there and listen.
So the text message that starts yo, that's the one where you think
That's
it's
April. I'm almost like, I'm 90% sure that's April. The next one after that, that is Linda. That's gotta be. I'm sorry, guys. I was hoping this would go a lot better. It's just,
And I hope, we sit here and we understand that you have to get on the road, but we need to take advantage of this moment because
intense
we've got
questions. I know, please.
almost 4 months into this investigation, and I guess you've only been gone for a couple months, but 3 months? Okay. And in that time where things have come up, and I know that you said that we can reach out to you anytime, but
Anytime.
things have come up to where we wanted to do some follow-up on you, so we have to take advantage of this time to do that, so.
I'm not gonna lie. Anything that y'all need to know, it doesn't matter what it makes me look like or what does this or that or anything. As long as it helps this,
Okay.
I was a much, just, I wish you just go back and take things back, do things differently.
Sure.
Not be just another asshole in someone's life.
Sure.
This is my way of trying not to be another one of those assholes to Angela.
Okay.
To make sure that I'm doing something for her. It's not because it's for somebody else or anything like that. It's for her.
So far, Christopher is coming across as genuinely human, flawed, nervous, but not guarded. He doesn't shy away from talking about things that might raise eyebrows. It feels raw and relatable.
We came across a message, and I can't remember exactly what message it was, but it was a conversation between Angela and your mother, where she said, I'm thinking about leaving him.
Oh yeah, all the time.
You
She
know-
used to tell me, she used to call my mother up because she knew it'd get to me. There wasn't really too many ways that she could get to me after, things. I could kind of figure out what she was doing and stuff. Because her biggest thing was like words. You say words, but you can't take them back. My biggest thing was actions. Actions you can't take back, that kind of stuff. So we'd always play off of that stuff and get into arguments and everything, just to get the other one riled up or just pick them off. It's kind of like trench warfare stuff. It's stupid crap.
Did you ever worry about her? And I know what you're talking
All the
about. People in
If I didn't care
relationships.
about her, I wouldn't have worried about her leaving or anything like that. And that was always the thing that always made me come back and just kind of shut up about something.
So you never worried about that? You knew it was just talk?
I think deep down I knew it was just talk, but I think I was also scared to lose her. Like, you could tell with some of our earlier fights, there was like a guide there because of some of the crap that happened and everything, but it never went over a certain limit or level. And with her, she got this thing where whenever we first dated, she wasn't quite the same person as whenever we dated the second time, got kids, and then the third time, this time. It's not that, it's just, she wasn't quite the same person each time she invested feelings into another Ken or Richie. She was never quite the same person. And each time we got together, she would fight harder and harder. And that was usually what made me want to leave or leave, because I didn't want to fight that way with her. But I always wound up doing that. And that's what broke us up the second time, was because it started to get into that. And I remember one time I went down to Phoenix City, and I think I rented a hotel or something like that. And we got into an argument about something stupid, and I went to walk out, and she jumped in front of the door. And I remember like bear hugging her, picking her up, and putting her on the other side and going to walk out the door. And she jumped in front of me again, and she slapped the ever living shit out of me. Like, I've been punched less hard than that. And that's when we broke up the second time, because I just didn't want to do that. And then this time, after Richie and shit, it's like she didn't know how to hold back. Like, she would throw for fences that were miles away.
We often canonize the victim, erase their imperfections, but Angela's story doesn't need polishing. She was rough around the edges, sure, but what shines through is a woman who cared deeply.
So she never threatened to leave you and to make you pay child support?
Oh, yeah.
Or she did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You check my email, man. That's all that stuff is in there. It's still the same password and everything.
How did you feel about that?
How would you? It crushed me. It's like, it's not so much as paying child support as not having in her in that kind of, let's say, like parental relationship. I think that's what really bugged me about the whole thing. Like the child support stuff, whatever.
Going off of that, did that ever make you you feel that you had any reason to harm her.
Like I said, my stuff was threatening and bolstering and posturing and stuff.
But when you look at her being dead, and in the beginning when we
Stupid.
well, in the beginning,
Absolutely stupid.
in the beginning when we questioned you and you were a suspect, right, Chris? Is that fair to say?
No, believe me, all of it started going right back through my head and everything. I
Okay.
feel absolutely stupid for saying anything like that, even remotely to her, because it's like, I never wished her dead. Threats and stuff, that's one thing, but actually having the will for that, no. If I could go back and keep her, but her still like sleep with him or something, I would even do that.
The detective is finally about to reveal the real reason Chris was brought back in for another round.
Every stupid fight, every single time I try to storm off, make her think I'm gone. And every bad word, every cuss word, everything.
Chris,
That's what I'm talking about being another asshole in her life.
I get what you mean by that. I'm going to tell you that this investigation has not stopped. We didn't take 3 months off. It's been ongoing,
I know.
day by day by day by day by day. And one point that it's led us to is we were told, and we want you to respond to this, we were told that you were involved in it.
Of course.
Okay.
You wanna know why?
Why? I guess I haven't given you a whole lot of information. I'm not telling you right now who we're
Don't
told.
tell me, I'll tell you.
Okay?
Because in a couple of fights before, I've told her that I will go and help Richie get the kids from her.
Okay.
That's why. But as far as anybody else knowing about that, I can't think of anybody.
Okay.
That's nothing I'd ever repeat to somebody else.
So
It's just,
you've said that to her in the heat of the moment fights.
she comes up to like here on me, and it's like, what do you do to get her off, get her away or something like that, get her to stop and be like, all right, maybe I might lose him or something. Maybe this is just a little bit too far. And it's like everything you can think of, you try to think of like the worst thing to say. It's not that you have the will to do it. It's not that you're going to do it. It's not that you mean to do it. It's just you're trying to just shock her, to get her stopped for a second. Because at the beginning, she'd get into like these tantrums and stuff, and I would walk out. It doesn't mean I was leaving. It's just I want to get away from that. Because whenever we get into fights, I want to go off to cool off and get away from the situation and everything. She always wanted to be closer. And that's kind of what played off that. She turned the phone off and everything whenever I'd leave. So I wouldn't have a chance to talk to anybody or anything like that. Like the fight I was telling you about whenever I smashed her phone and she clawed my face up and everything. That's why. It's because she would turn the phone off so I didn't have anybody else.
Were those empty threats?
Of course. Every single one of them. I've never talked to Richie about any of that stuff. I've never collaborated with him or anything like that. And one of the only few conversations I've ever had with him is about like what she does whenever she's upset, and that's her going off to swing. Whenever it got down to like, she'd call the cops. She didn't have no problem doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been like at least 2-3 times she's called the cops and stuff. And the last time was whenever she scratched my face up and everything. Every time she's ever called the cops, I tell the police, whatever she says, that's what happened.
Why did you say that?
Because I want her to know that I'm on her side. And I want them to know that, you know, whatever she wants done to me, go ahead.
Because in your mind you wanted to stay in a relationship, is that correct to say? Is that why
It was never a too low part There's plenty of times that I should have, like, maybe respected myself at least a little bit and walked away, but it's my brother.
If you don't take that if you want to.
Hello? I know. Right now? No, I'm fine. I'm just sick. I just threw up. Got two pretty cool people here that actually cleaned up my puke, which was very embarrassing. No, right now we're getting into some need to know stuff. Okay?
All these things that we are bringing up to you, Chris, that there's a reason behind them. And
I
that's
understand.
why we're here
I'm
right
kind
now.
of connecting the dots with the whole statement thing and stuff. I'm guessing that's what this is about. It's just,
Connecting the dots with what statement?
he said that he's made a statement or he changed the
Talking about
statement.
Richie?
That's what I'm guessing this is about. To be honest, I came in here figuring it's like, all right, leave the car, anything else, and I figured I'd get some more bad news or something like that, like isn't mine or anything, because he's tried that crap before too. He's told me, you know, he's not yours, and you shouldn't be coming up here, you shouldn't have anything to do with this and that and other.
When would he tell you these things?
Just to get in my head, just to hurt me.
Where were you? When and?
Oh, in Alabama.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about the few conversations I've had.
Okay.
That was the second conversation I had with him. Other than that,
This is years ago?
this is years ago.
Yeah.
When's the last time, before November 13th of last year, 2015, when's the last time you and Richie had a face-to-face conversation?
Never. We've never had a face-to-face conversation. And the school thing, whenever it was my grandmother's death, that's the most words we've ever said to either one of each other. Other than that, it's, you know, look, there's Richie, or look, there's Chris. That's it.
And in the school, we're talking about Longfellow School?
Yes,
The only conversation was,
that's it.
does that sum it up? There was nothing else discussed?
Nothing.
No property given over?
No.
Just children?
I'd never give anything to him. No. Richie was a tool to kind of get Angela to back off of me and stop being so harsh sometimes. That's it.
The words that
But
you
as
used,
far
is
as
that what
like-
you're saying, that he was a tool?
That's it. But as far as like actually collaborating with him or being on his side or any bull like that, no. I mean, if y'all need to, you can take the phone again. Everything that y'all need to know is in there all the way up to whenever we got those.
Even if parts of his story don't quite add up, the way he's cooperating is evidence in itself.
You talked about mentioning to Angela that in the heat of the moment in your fights that you team up with Richie and
That's
testify.
only like maybe once or twice.
It's a major red flag that Chris admits to saying something like that, especially since it lines up perfectly with Richie's version of events.
How would Richie get that information?
He would.
If Richie said that you guys did team up and talked about...
I'd say Angela, because Angela was insecure. And the only way that he might even know about that is if she asked him about it or something.
if
Or she
you've ever-
probed. Yeah.
I'm actually referring to the most recent one, you know,
Okay. Okay.
that one, those text messages where she tells you she's gonna till Christmas. Are you remembering those messages, the back and forth between you guys? They weren't fun messages, they weren't friendly, they weren't happy messages. I mean, that's not a lie, I mean, it is what it is, but we can't change that, so it is what it is. After that, though, was there a point where you both just said, this is our child, and
Yeah. No, it was before that. Texts emails and stuff like that only tell you like a piece of that story. What you don't see is the makeup. You don't see us laying in bed at night talking. You don't see us curled up on the couch talking to each other. Or whenever I would go outside and smoke a cigarette or something like that, she'd come out there with me and put her hands around me and we'd talk and stuff like that. That's the stuff you don't see. Things that kept us together. That, I made peace with it. At that point, it just, what happened with the other one happened. There's nothing to do about it. The only thing to do is just move on from it and just, she sees this as such a good thing. Why can't I see this as a good thing? I'm still stuck on the last one because that's the first time I've ever had a miscarriage.
So at this point, by November 13th, is it fair to say you guys were accepting the fact that Angela was pregnant and things
Oh yeah,
had
way
changed
before
by
that.
then?
Yes,
Were you committed to this relationship with Angela?
that's the only time I've ever gotten tattooed for any girl. That's the last time I ever did a tattoo for any girl.
Were you committed to having this
Yes,
child with Angela the one she was pregnant with? No matter what?
absolutely.
The detectives decide it's time to apply pressure. A little intensity to see if Chris cracks, lies, or slips up. What they get is something far stranger and far more revealing.
When we talk about information that we have, and again, we're gonna go over it. And
You don't have to tell me why. All you gotta do is ask me and I'll tell you.
Well, on that note, if you're assuming it came from Richie,
No, not assuming, it's just, you don't have to.
well, we've talked to other people too. I mean, it's, we put this together and we, as best as we can. And we have information that's given to us, and connect the dots however you feel you want to. But we have information that, obviously that you and Richie had talked about, formulating a plan and working together, and that on the night that she was killed, Richie picked you up at Walmart.
Did
Did that
watch
happen?
Walmart tapes and stuff, there's no way in hell. No way in hell.
Information that we have is that you walked out to 37th Avenue by the automotive, that driveway.
37, you talking about out by Garden Center?
Yeah, Garden Center, you know, south, or correction, north of there, the avenue.
Uh-huh.
It runs out to Broadway and then it runs to the YMCA going the other way. You know, going west.
No.
You know where
If I ever went far from where the liquor store thing is, or if I ever took my lunch anywhere else than right there, it was over there by the Garden Center corner where Angela always picked me up in the morning. Other than that, I've never been anywhere else around that building or anything.
So Richie did not pick you up that
No,
day?
there's no way in hell. That's just not possible. If you really need to, you can take and review the cameras and everything like that. Seriously.
Mhm.
If not that, then talk to some of the people that I work with.
Well, I'm just gonna spit it out. He picked you up at that driveway. You guys went to Angela's. He went in there with you on his own admission. And he says, now this is coming from him, that you went in there to try and catch her cheating on you. And that before he knew it, he was standing there watching you stab Angela. Did that happen, Chris?
No. That would never happen in a million fucking years. And Richie's a bald-faced fucking liar that's just trying to bring somebody down with him. Because I promise you, Linda opened her mouth up and told him about me telling the police that morning to find his ass.
Well,
There's no way, man. That's not me. I wouldn't do that to her. There's no way. It's not possible. Even,
Tell us. Tell why it's not possible. Tell us.
because it's Angela.
Okay.
We've known each other since junior high. The first interaction with each other, besides like watching each other on the bus and everything like that, was whenever she shoved me and I went to shove her back and I actually accidentally pushed her boob. It's like the first boob I ever touched. And ever since then, it's been nothing but an Angela. Angela's the only girl that I've ever not been able to say no to, or not be able to talk to, or not be able to just be like, no, that's it, it's over with. It's Angela. This is the person that I've been kicking myself in the ass over about not going to Mobile with, or not dragging her to Birmingham with me, because then she wouldn't have been through all this shit. She wouldn't have had to go through all this stuff. It would be mine. It would be mine. Even if they turned out to be different genders and everything. We wouldn't be down this road. She wouldn't be where she's at. She would have never had to meet kids. She would have never had to meet Richie or anything like that. But because I didn't stay with her, because I didn't realize what I had at the time, this is where we're at.
This case is really heartbreaking, and it's the way Chris tells their story that turns this case from just a crime into something deeply tragic and human.
She's a fucking liar. Not just that, but time. Not just time, but the people I work with and shit. Not just the people I work with and everything, but the phone calls and stuff. Why the hell would I call her? Why the hell would I keep calling her if I know that she's already fucking gone and stuff?
You know we can answer those questions.
I know, just
right.
I'm trying to just think out I'm trying to live out my thoughts, or just trying to tell you why. It's stuff that doesn't make sense to me because I was there. I went through this stuff and everything. But for him, yeah, I can totally picture him saying this shit. There's no fucking doubt in my mind. But for me to actually go through something like this, that's not me.
How would he know you were at work that night?
He interrogated the kids every time they went over there. He knew my work schedule and shit because he'd always ask them who's working and who's not. Sim used to stalk her at her old workplace up there on North Hill to see whenever her work schedule was and everything. Yes. She would show up there at work and watch her go to work, and whenever Angela would get out, she would be there and watch Angela go home and shit. They would stay outside our house and everything. They'd act like they were going to the playground and stuff. Whenever they saw somebody come by the windows and everything, then they'd drive off, or they'd just sit there and gawk at us and everything. No, it's very easy for them to do their homework and stuff. Angela, for God's sake, like 3-4 weeks before this shit even happened, I'm not bullshitting you, she's over there at the swing set swinging. Now, whenever Angela has her alone time, like me, with my time, is gaming and stuff, like the computer and everything, her thing is swinging. It's not that she's upset, it's just something she likes to do. She's done it ever since she was a little girl. She goes over the swing. So I pull my chair up to the window. She's already in bed and everything by this time. And I watch her from the window to make sure she's going to be okay. Normally she goes over there before it gets dark and everything. And then these kids start picking on her and stuff, and she goes over there later. She said somebody starts coming at her from the dark while she's at the playground. She actually ran from the playground to the house. Whenever I saw her running, I came to the door to see what was wrong. Whenever she got to the door, she told me what was wrong. And I went over there to the playground to see what the hell was going on. I didn't find anybody. The thing with the door, this is why we didn't want to go down for my grandmother's funeral in the first place, is because we were scared that they were going to do something to like bug the house so that, I don't know, they could get something on the kids or something like that, or us discussing like where we've gone or something like that as far as vacations and shit go.
Remind me about the thing at the door. What are you talking about? The thing
Whenever
at the
she was
door?
talking about somebody was messing with the front door.
Is that the night before?
I think so.
Is that what you would?
I'm pretty sure, because I remember telling her that, you know, sweetheart, it's probably just the neighbors and everything. Because if you got our window cracked and they're messing with their keys or something like that, it sounds like the front door. It's easy to mistake that. I've heard it myself before and went and checked it out.
They've danced around it long enough. Now they ask what needs to be asked. No filters, no softening.
Okay, Chris. Did you kill Angela? Did you have anything to do with her?
I'm trying to have everything I can do it to help solve the murder, or at least show you.
Anything else that you want to add or share with us? I mean, we've asked you everything that we can think of.
I would never take away Angela. Would never take away Angela. It's just not in me. It really isn't. This is something that's permanent, final. I understand the full weight of that. It's something that I'm still trying to cope with myself. And understand all of this. Or at least I'm trying to understand the questions and everything. It is insulting and it does hurt a lot. But I'm trying to understand where y'all are coming from. But this is Angela. I know it doesn't carry as much weight with y'all as it does with me saying her name. The memories, high school, everything that goes with her name, everything that encompasses her. You don't understand what that is. And I'm trying to explain it to you. And I'm trying to form it into words. But it's not coming out right. But for it to be even possibly conceivable for me to do this, Chris, to do this to Angela, it's not, it doesn't happen. It's not possible. It's like two physical objects existing in the same space. Doesn't happen. I'm trying to explain it to the best of my ability, and I'm trying to convey it. It's just, understand how you can ask. And understand how you can, like, draw the dots and stuff. At least I'm trying to, and it's just, it's Angela. That's it. This is someone who's going to have to grow up with not being able to know outside of pictures, outside of memories and stuff. She's not going to know about me and her fights and everything. And I'm going to try to tell them about the best things about her and me and stuff. And I'm hoping in God they can find me whenever they get old enough. I really do. I'm hoping at least what we gave them in this little bit of time will be enough to actually bring them back later, if not be in their stuff. It's beyond words. It's something that you feel. It's not something that you can really, like I said, you can't convey it. It's just not there. And somebody that's been in my life this long, it's a piece of me that's gone. It's something that I've always known is there. It's kind of like, you know, that your ear is there. You don't have to touch it. You know it hears and everything like that. And now it's gone. Just like whenever I was down there for the 5 years that I was apart from her, she got together with Richie and stuff, and I started drinking myself into, and hopefully a quick death. I can still go outside, smoke weed, look up at the sky, and know that she's still out there somewhere. There's still a chance. There's still Angela. She's still on this world. Now she's not here anymore. That chance, all of those arguments that can be amended, everything that can be gotten over, any stupid argument, every tiny little thing, every big thing, doesn't matter anymore. It cannot be amended. I can talk and talk and talk, but she's not there anymore. I don't feel her. It's not the same as whenever she was here. It's not the same as talking to her. It's not the same as singing to her. It's not the same as drawing something for her, telling her how much I appreciate her for going to work and letting me sit on my fat, lazy fucking ass and watch kids all damn day while she becomes a career person.
Finally, Chris was officially off the hook, but someone still had to answer. So the weight of suspicion fell on Angela's ex-husband, Richie, and his new wife, Cindy. That'll be up in the second part on next Monday. And that's where we end this video. If you liked today's video, then drop a line. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can check out my Patreon link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.